Good evening, everyone. Welcome to closing comments here for April 23rd. Let's jump right into our charts and see what happened in the market today. First up, we got our June live cattle on the board. We did see some constructive action here in this cattle market today, both live and feeder prices finding some good support and having a nice strong finish here into the close. But this June live contract did see a lower open. Prices did briefly undercut that prior day's low today, but we did run into a nice little pocket of buyers down there at 241 that drove this market back up towards that prior day high. This market did kind of stop in its tracks there at 244, but this equal highs between yesterday and today's action at 244 gives us a nice little lane in the sand to trade around. Buyers also seeing some good pressure put up on that level as we got into the late part of the day. This market driving back up here, finishing right around 243.5. Got some nice pressure coming up here on these multi-day highs. Price action getting nice and tight here. We've seen volume starting to dry up. Just typical signs of potential reversal here and breakout opportunity for the bulls. This market has just pulled back all week long, but after coming up here off of these overextended levels, this is just really good, healthy ebb and flow to this market. Finding good support down here in the low 240s as anticipated all week long. Buyers are set up nicely for a nice little session tomorrow. Just need to get those bids coming in above 244, offer a nice little breakout back to our bull pivot here for the week, and get this ball rolling higher in this big picture uptrend. As long as these bulls can continue to defend that 50-day average and get some bids above these multi-day highs here, we should see a nice little setup tomorrow and get this market moving back to those all-time highs. Set us up for a nice little trend week as we move into week 17 here. So look for those bulls. We need to see them stay aggressive here tomorrow and get a nice strong close for the week. And we should see this market get back on track and start heading back towards those all-time highs. Next up, we got our August feeders on the board. Similar action here today. This action is just a little bit sloppier though. Ranges are a little bit wider here. But we did see a lower open here as well, undercutting those prior day lows. 355 being tested here before engulfing that prior day's action. This market did settle here right around 359 on the day. This market has kind of danced around this area and that 50-day average for 3 days in a row now. But those bears failed to get any traction down here below or a meaningful close below this 50-day average. This market is staying pretty close to 359, and we're just seeing a lot of volume get built up here. Setting these bulls up for a potential break if they can get these sellers that have been in this market all week long to start to fold early tomorrow. Look for some bids above today's high at 361 to get the ball rolling higher. This market has just been in a pullback here all week long, and we should see a nice little setup opportunity here for the bulls to take this market back up towards those all-time highs. As long as these bulls can continue to defend this 50-day average as we move into tomorrow's session, we need to see them get some breakouts above 361. Nice strong close above it should set us up for a trend week as we move into week 17. Buyers are set up nicely here for a rally back towards those all-time highs. As long as these bulls can defend that 50-day average, we are set up nicely here for some more upside. So look for a nice little breakout tomorrow and take us higher into next week as well. Next up, our July corn futures on the board. This market really not going anywhere, just kind of been stuck here right around 460 to 465 the last couple days. This market just still very directionless, not a whole lot to be said. Very choppy range-bound action, and we should expect to see that continue. Look for this market to keep on bouncing back and forth between 470 until we can get a close beyond either one of these edges. And crude oil prices continuing with their rally here this week. Prices moving back up there towards 97 on the day. And so far getting some nice traction to the upside above our bull pivot. However, this market seems like as far as climactic tops here, we probably have seen the top is probably in here at the moment. This market has just seen a lot of volatility here, and we continue to deal with that and digest all this recent volatility and all this mess we've made of these charts. So far, this looks like we're just kind of getting a little bit of a bounce here off of some overextended levels to the downside after briefly undercutting $80 last week. This market is snapping back up here towards $100, but probably shouldn't see much traction here above it. This market is going to still continue to be headline driven and see some volatility here in the near term, but we should see crude prices slowly start to drift back down there into the 80s and start settling back here into a more normal environment. But in the meantime, we should see more volatility and choppy action here, but we should not really expecting much traction here above $100 for the crude market. Look for this thing to slow down and potentially start bleeding back down there towards the $80 range. And last but not least, here we got our equity indexes on the board. The S&P continues to chop up here in about a 100-point range all week long. Here we've been stuck between 70.80 and 71.80. This market just hanging out inside Friday's range all week long so far. We did see a nice swing back and forth across both ends here today. This market, as we can see here, is just kind of traded in this 100-point range back and forth for 4 days in a row. We did see this market briefly run up there towards 71.80 before that nasty breakdown today. Buyers stepping in though and pushing it right back here towards the middle of this range. We expect to see this choppy action here inside this 70.75 to 71.85 area. We expect to see this thing keep on bouncing back and forth in the meantime. But this market is showing good acceptance of these new all-time highs. Prices rallied back here in a one-way street, and I've seen good acceptance of these higher prices, so that's a good sign for the bulls out there. This environment is starting to look like a good one to keep. Well, it has been a good one to start getting invested in here over the last 2 weeks or so. And we encourage everyone to continue to put money back to work. This market's looking good and strong, and we should see more upside here as we move into next week. This market is just digesting this nice little breakout and rally back to these highs. So look for this thing to kind of stay choppy here. Offers down here below 70.75 should get this pullback to that 20-day average, but we should see good support down here in the event of a pullback. But this market continues to show a lot of resilience, lots of strength, and we should see this thing kind of stay choppy up here. Might just need to reset here through time and not necessarily through price pulling back, but might just need a time to take a little breather here. But this uptrend is looking good and strong, and we should see more upside into next week and see these equity markets continue to climb here as we head into the spring and summer months. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here this week. We will catch you guys over the weekend for a Week 17 market watch. Thank you, and have a good night.